All right. I didn't mention before, but my name is Adrian Cassio. I work here at City of Tempe, and I support College Connect Tempe. Um, and I've been with College Connect for over 8 years, supporting this amazing program. And I'm just going to share a little bit about who we are if you're not familiar. But College Connect is a college access center, but we also focus on career and job preparation as well. So we really try to support families and students with whatever your pathway will look like. It doesn't matter whether it is a community college, a university, a trade school, if it's looking into career programs, whatever that is, we're here to support you. So really think of us as an extension to your school counselors here. And even though we are in Tempe, we serve anyone, no matter where you live, no matter what age you are in. Doesn't matter if you are in school or out of school. So if even if you're a recent graduate, we will be here to help you. And the best thing of it all is that it's all completely free what we provide. Um, Something to be aware of too is we do have an office in our Tempe Public Library here, but we're working on also providing some virtual services too. So keep a lookout for updates on that. But because we're here in Tempe, we do partner closely with Tempe Union High School District. So we try to pair our college and career advisors with the schools that you see there. So if you're at any one of these schools, hopefully in the next month or two, you'll be seeing an advisor who will be there and be able to provide more one-on-one services for you all. So just to give you a glimpse of what those services can look like, we support students and families with completing the FAFSA, which will be opening up in October, exploring financial aid options, looking for scholarships and applying for them as well. They could be a great source too for students who are completing essays for scholarships if they would like somebody to proofread them. College applications, as today, as I mentioned before, career readiness. So also helping students with either updating or creating a resume, doing interviewing schools, even doing job searches as well. And if you're somebody who's not quite sure yet what you want to do, we're always happy to work on college and career exploration. We have some great tools that we utilize and help identify something that might be of interest to you. We work really closely with our college reps. So this is a partnership you're going to see today. All the folks who are presenting today are part of our College and Career Connections partnership. So think of us, we like to be as a one-stop resource hub for you all. So if you haven't done so already, feel free to check out our website. I think we'll be dropping that in the link as well. You could see some resources there as well that we have available for you all, including, for example, checklists for students of different grades, what you should be thinking of, what you should be doing, depending on what grade you're in. And something to know about too is that College Connect offers scholarships. So I mentioned the first one already. That one is based off on a drawing that we do. So if you are a student who participates in a one-on-one advising meeting or in a workshop, your name will be putting that drawing as many times as you participate. So the more you participate, the higher the chances you have of winning a scholarship there. We also have a few other scholarships available as well. I won't read everything that's on the screen there, but if you go onto our website, you will see there's 3 other scholarships that you do have to apply for. It's a pretty brief application there that we offer. The deadline to apply for those scholarships are on April 30th, 2026. So you have plenty of time there. All right. And also, once we get up and running, you will be able to book an appointment with our advisors as well. So keep a lookout for there. Um, I would also suggest too, during fall breaks, winter breaks, or spring breaks, those are really great opportunities to use our booking system. Right now, our advisors are mostly going to be at the school campuses there, but keep a lookout on our website for updates on when booking is available at the office. But during those break times when our advisors are not at the school campuses, they're more than likely going to be here at the college, at the Get College Connect office. And so, again, that's a great opportunity too. Parents, guardians, family members, you're more than welcome to be part of those sessions as well. All right. Okay. So I already got us ready for our next presenter here. So we're going to have Access ASU go over a brief overview of kind of like the senior timeline there. I'm going to welcome Francis here, and I'm going to get your camera ready for you, Francis.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. There we go. And all right, Francis, I got your camera there, and let me get your slide ready.
Awesome. All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in today or zooming in today to join us. My name is Francis Acosta. I am part of Access ASU. I have my bachelor's degree in social work, and I am a coordinator senior for Access ASU. What that means is I help different high schools go ahead and apply for either ASU or whatever colleges that they want to attend. And yeah, that's part of what I do. Next one. Perfect. We're going to talk a little bit about your senior checklist. Okay, some big dates that should be a priority for you all. And then another important aspect is going to be your admissions representative. So if your counselor's not there to help you, if there's not a rep at your school to help you finish your application, there is a way you can look up of who's your admissions rep, and they can also answer questions pertaining to your application. Perfect. All right. So first thing first is we want you all to stay focused. There's a lot going on. So we want you to stay focused and check in with your counselor about any colleges or scholarships. Also, please remember to create an email that is a little professional, okay? So let's avoid nicknames, numbers, and don't use any school emails when you are applying for scholarships or when you're applying for schools. What happens is sometimes if they want to continue to communicate with you and they're trying to email your school email and you're no longer at that school, that plays a big part. So we want to make sure that you have an email that is professional and that you are able to check. Even if you just create an email just for college applications and scholarships, that way you know no spam goes there. It is just for your current senior year. If there's any teachers, anybody that you know, or counselors or coaches, even friends of family that you would like to ask for letters of recommendation, please go ahead and start to ask now. Let them know what you're applying for, what your letter of rec is for. So let's stay focused and on those three main items. Okay, we also want to make sure that your competency requirements are all in. So you need your 4 years of math and English, 3 years of a lab science, and 2 years of the same second language. Okay, it has to be the same second language. Can't be one French, one Spanish. That's not the same. It's got to be the same. Okay, 1 year of fine arts, and then of 1 year of career or technical education. The next thing we want you to be very mindful of is applying to college in the fall by November 1st, right? We know that the FAFSA form comes out in October, and we are going to be working very diligently to assist everyone with applying. So just remember that we want you to fill out your FAFSA form and have everything completed by then. Also, there's another date of January 15th. That's really important for all of our colleges. Some scholarships and some deadlines are going to be around that time. So we want to ensure that if you did not start by that fall of November 1st, that it is completed by January 15th, okay? If you can, attend a FAFSA completion event if you need assistance. Some of your schools may be hosting these events. Also, Tempe Connect may be hosting something coming up. So just check in to see if there's anything you can attend with your parents so that you can all get the assistance that you need and get your FAFSA form completed. For any of our undocumented students, there are resources, okay, at studentaid.gov. /non-citizen. There are very specific details about that. I will make sure we drop that also in the chat so that you guys can get resources as well. Scholarships, we want you to start exploring those as soon as possible. There are some that are going to be pretty simple. Are you right-handed? What is your favorite color? Tell us a story. We want you to apply to those as much as you can. Also, just keep in mind the numbers, the GPA, anything that you think that you could meet as far as where you are now in your GPA, let's start applying for those, okay? The more, the better. Almost done, but narrow it down, okay? We want you to be able to be like, okay, I've applied to ASU, NAU, U of A, this is what U of A is saying, this is what ASU is saying. We want to be able that you can check those emails to see if anybody's trying to communicate with you, okay? So let's narrow it down. Also, sending your final high school transcripts in, okay? That's also a big deal. And then accept financial aid and talk with financial aid at your college. So you will see in some of your portals when you apply to these schools, there's a financial section. You want to make sure you're checking those and you're looking at those because that is going to break down for you what they are either offering you or what you can possibly be offered if you choose that school. We've had some students that don't want to check or are maybe a little nervous about checking. And then once we've checked, we have found $20,000, $40,000. And I say found because it's been there. We just hadn't, the student hadn't followed up. So let's make sure that we are checking those emails and that we are looking to see how we can support this process financially by checking in with financial aid. Lastly, we want you to be proud and celebrate. Participate in any of your school's decision day activities. It's a good way to start to get into the mindset of I am going, this is going to happen. So we want you to ensure that you are participating in anything about your schools. They have decision day activities or something like that. So we want you to also be proud and celebrate and enjoy yourself. This is a really big deal and very proud of everybody for taking these steps just to at least start to figure it out. Okay. All right, so we talked about some priority dates. Okay, for admission, for maximum scholarship consideration, November 1st for ASU, FAFSA by January 15th. Okay, also the Obama Scholars, January 15th is the deadline. Your completed ASU application is part of the way that you apply for this. And then there is a application fee, official transcripts, and then you do have to complete a FAFSA, okay, by May 1st. The Arizona Promise is a big deal as well, as a good scholarship. That's due by April 1st. So you need a completed application, a FAFSA, and then official transcripts have to be received. Also for Barrett, okay, for Barrett Honors College, November 1st is our deadline. Okay, and those are our main priority dates that we want you to be mindful of. Also, ASU will continue to evaluate students for merit scholarships if they are admitted by May 1st. Thank you, Stephen, for that. Just keep that in mind, okay? Right. All right, this is a little bit of how to get to your admissions representative, okay? If you need help with your application, if you need some kind of general advising, if you want to review your admission requirements, or you need somebody to assist you to plan, this is a way that you can go into, and this QR code does work, but this is a way that you can check and see and make sure you hit undergrad. If you are a senior, you're going to be applying for anything that's called undergrad, and then hit first year student. And also you want to put that you attend high school, right? So that's one way. And then there's also another resource in the chat to another way to find your representative. So we want to make sure that we get these applications completed, and we want to make sure that they are correct. So please utilize all the resources so we can assist you with doing that. All right. And lastly, these are just some links. If you want to take note of them, they were also put in the chat. But these are just some links to help you out if you have any other questions. They are going to be helpful to guide you to details.
Awesome. Francis, thank you so much for this crucial information here. And we had a few questions that we were just filling. I did notice a couple people mentioned that they are having trouble viewing our slides. So I'm not sure, depending if you're on a phone or depending on your device there. Please note that this is also going to be recorded. So if you're having any technical issues, we will be sending out a recording. Or if you're trying to capture everything and you don't get it all, don't worry, you'll get all that information back to you. Well, thank you so much, Francis. Feel
Yes,
free
thank
to,
you.
folks, if you have any questions, again, for Francis, you could drop them in the Q&A chat there, and we can make sure to answer those as we go along. Next, we're going to hand it over to Stephen Tokos, who's going to talk to us a bit about ASU here. So, Stephen, let me get your camera up and ready. All right, you're good to go.
Thank you so much, Adrian, and thank you, Francis, for talking a little bit about just how seniors can focus throughout their the next 9 months. My name is Stephen Tokos. I'm the Assistant Director of Financial Aid Outreach Initiatives at Arizona State University. I am the rep for all of Tempe Union High School District and some other schools. Happy to answer any and all questions that you have. You got my contact info right there in the chat. If you want to email me, call me. Don't text me. That number doesn't receive text messages. Or you can schedule an appointment with me. Happy to answer your questions tonight as well. So we always start every presentation just by looking at ASU's charter. And this is really just a summary of why ASU exists and what we're hoping to accomplish. That ASU is a comprehensive public research university measured not by whom it excludes, but by whom it includes and how they succeed. So we look at that conversation in the national landscape, why do schools exist? And I wish you could pop off mute and answer. Schools exist to educate, right? ASU exists to educate. Universities, they not only educate, but they also exist to do research. Why is it that so many universities opt out of that mission, to educate students, and they say, hey, you want to get an education? That's awesome. Go somewhere else, right? A lot of universities get excited about having low admission rates. ASU is really proud of the fact that we had an admission rate last year of 89%. We want students who show that academic ability to get an education so that they can move forward with that career that they desire, and the financial opportunities, of course, that follow along with that. We love our rankings at ASU. We love being #1 and lots of stuff, and I'm going to talk about some of those awesome rankings tonight. But to start with, I want to highlight the big three: #1 in innovation, #1 in sustainability, and #1 in global impact. That first one, just want to really focus on innovation. It's kind of a fun marketing word. It's a little nebulous when you think about it. Innovation really just means we're committed to change, right? We don't want to just think about, hey, this has been done the same way for a long time. We want to know, is there a way that we could do it better? What they do is they ask presidents and provosts of other universities to rank one another based on continuing improvements to the education experience for students. And for the last decade, other universities have pointed to ASU and said, wow, you're doing some awesome things to help your students learn more. And one of the ways that we do that is actually this guy with the VR goggles on, and you see that giant dinosaur behind him. We've actually integrated virtual reality learning experiences into our labs at ASU. So Biology 100, if you're taking that class, you're going to have some data component with that VR lab. If you're taking art history, what's it like to go to the Sistine Chapel? It would take a lot of money, a lot of time to take everybody there, but we can bring it right here to us, to ASU with VR. We found that students in the VR, with the VR lab experience actually performed a full grade letter higher than students that just had a regular lab experience. We're trying to integrate that technology that's available that you're using on a regular basis, trying to integrate that into the curriculum to make sure that you're getting to learn better. And to continue on with some of those rankings on that next slide, we don't sacrifice academic excellence by it, even though, you know, some people say, hey, everybody gets in at ASU. You look at that, we're a Fulbright Hispanic serving leader, top 5 in the United States for research expenditures. That's incredible. My favorite one on this slide, top 10 in the US for NASA funded research expenditures. A lot of people don't realize ASU is one of only 7 schools in the United States that are certified by NASA to build space instruments, right? We have a lot of stuff floating around the Earth, on the moon, around the moon, and on Mars. Our students actually worked on the Perseverance rover, the camera that's on that's showing us what the Martian surface is like. Top 10 in the world for US patents. Like, we're making stuff and we're creating stuff on a regular basis. Our students get to do that. Number 1 in the US for public universities for international students. When you think about the global opportunities at ASU, there are only 3 universities in the whole country that have more international students than we do. It's NYU, Columbia, and I believe USC are the only 3 that have more international students than us, that students come from around the world to learn at ASU. And those are the students that you're going to be in class with. You'll have Arizona residents, you'll have people from across the US, but you also have an international community at ASU. We'll move forward. We don't got time to go through them all. But a little bit more about ASU. We have 4 campuses spread across the Phoenix metropolitan area. You may live close to one of these campuses. A lot of students are familiar with our oldest and largest campus, the Tempe campus. Yes, there's a lot of people here, but you can see, I know it's really small on this slide, but you can see there's actually a very wide difference. We're not just a big school. The Polytechnic campus has under 6,000 students. So does the West Valley campus. The downtown Phoenix campus, 11,000 students. So if you want a big school experience, Tempe could be a great opportunity for you. But if you want that small technical school experience, Polytechnic could be a great place. If you want that technical or liberal arts feel, the West Valley campus could be a great place for you. One thing that sets us apart from especially a lot of out-of-state schools, you don't get a degree from ASU Tempe or ASU West Valley. You get a degree from ASU. You have the resources of the largest public research university in the country, whether you're at a campus with 5,000 students or a campus with 57,500 students. Your major is going to determine which campus you attend. So starting with that California Center, we actually have a location in LA. If you want to study fashion and film, those are some incredible opportunities that you can study out there, and you get to pay in-state tuition instead of having to pay out-of-state tuition to go out of state. You get to go to a whole nother state. Those of you that are looking to go out, to move outside of Arizona, you could go to LA and study one of those programs for the same price as staying in Arizona. The West Valley campus is home to microelectronics. If you're interested in forensic science, many of the physical sciences are also out there. Downtown Phoenix is home to journalism and mass communication, the top journalism school in the United States. Super awesome opportunity. Public service, public policy. What would it be like to study public policy, even 20 miles away from the state legislature? The capital of Arizona is Phoenix. We want you to get those opportunities where you can work with those state legislators less than 2 miles away from the downtown Phoenix campus. If you're interested in policy, it's a great place to be. Tempe, our oldest and largest, has the physical sciences engineering, business, education, sustainability. If you're interested in earth and space, Tempe's the place to be. And then Polytechnic has a lot of engineering programs and some health programs as well. We got too much to cover, so we got to keep moving. Next up is our admission requirements. We have admission with transparency at ASU. We're not asking who you know. We're not asking for an essay or anything like that. We just want you to report your academic record, right? Your academic record is the best indicator of your future academic success. What are your grades like from high school? We look at those 4 years of math, 4 English, 3 science, 2 social science, 2 second language, and 1 fine art or CTE. And you need one of the 4 on the right-hand side. You don't need all of them, just one of them. Super easy. But again, no essay. There's an essay option if you do the common application. We don't read it, right? I've received letters of recommendation. It's not about who you know. Some people, some students, some families are really well connected. Other students aren't. And it's really not fair to say, hey, well, I know a lot of really important people. Well, what about my classmate who doesn't? We're just trying to keep it a level playing field with that academic admission requirement. And you get to know your admission decision really quickly. Within 5 to 7 days of submitting your application, our app opened in July 1. We started admitting students July 10th, right? So we're constantly admitting new Arizona residents. If you're trying to figure out what you want to study at ASU, the best place to go is our degree search, asu.edu/degrees. If you want to move to the next slide. Thank you so much, Adrian. Yeah, asu.edu/degrees. We have over 400 degree programs. So check that out, enter in a keyword. But on this page, check out, there's a Me3 game. It's kind of a personality quiz to help you figure out, what do I want to study? What kind of careers might I be interested in? We have accelerated programs, and then because we have 4 different campuses in the Phoenix area, and we have that location in LA, you might be thinking, a couple of these sound good. We have a campus fit quiz on here as well. You'll also find a curriculum check sheet on the degree search where you can find all the courses that you're going to study for a particular program. One thing that sets us apart from other schools is you're not pre-business, pre-engineering, pre-nursing for 2 years, and then you have to reapply to be an engineering or a business student. A lot of schools operate on that model, but what happens? There's always 400 something pre-business students, but only 200 spots in the program. So you and those other 399 students are fighting for one of those 200 spots. And that means somebody's not going to get in, right? You did really well in school, but sorry, there were 200 students that had a better grade than you. We don't do that at ASU. You're going to start in that program from day 1, and you get to keep going as long as you keep your grades up, right? You have those minimum grades listed on here. Once you apply to ASU, if you go to that next slide, you'll see My ASU. This is your home for everything related to the university. If you want to change your major, no worries. There's a button right there, right underneath the balloon and confetti. It says change my major. Click that button. You don't have to reapply. Pay attention to that priority task box. That's where we're going to post anything that we need from you throughout the year. And then the finances tab, that's my favorite page where you can find scholarship information. We'll encourage you once the FAFSA opens to do that. And you'll be able to carry on, find a job, find student employment. If you look at the lower right-hand corner in that financial success box, really good stuff there as well. I mentioned scholarships. We automatically evaluate students for merit scholarships when they get admitted to ASU. We'll start awarding those in October. So congratulations, those of you that have already been admitted to ASU. Just wait another couple weeks. I know we're already in September. A couple more weeks, we'll get you that scholarship information. We have transparency with our scholarships as well. You can go to that scholarship estimator. Just know that right now the scholarship estimator, we're still working to update that with 2026 information. I encourage you, please send us your ACT or SAT score. That's how we do scholarship upgrades. We don't recalculate your GPA after you get admitted for scholarship purposes. But if you send us an ACT or SAT score, we will automatically reevaluate you for a higher test score a higher scholarship as long as we get that by May 1. We also offer a couple of great financial aid opportunities. On the next slide for Arizona residents, we have the Obama Scholars Program and the Arizona Promise Program. And new this year, super cool, everybody. Check out that bottom of the screen. We have a guaranteed university grant of $3,000 for Arizona residents who have a total household income less than $120,000, but they're not Pell Grant eligible. You have to do the FAFSA, but think about it. We hear every year, hey, I'm not doing the FAFSA. I'm not gonna get anything. We make too much money to get the Pell Grant, but we still don't have enough support to pay for college. Now you do, right? You're gonna get a merit scholarship, hopefully, based on your grades at ASU. And then there's this university grant to really help that middle group of people that's saying, we're not super rich, but we're not super poor. Help. How do you get that help? Do the FAFSA. Financial aid at ASU always starts with the FAFSA. We offer housing at the university as well. It's not required to live on campus. Our housing portal does open in mid-January. There's no deposit, no housing deposit to sign up for housing. You just pay your enrollment deposit at ASU, and that opens the housing portal. We do encourage you, get your housing confirmed by May 15th. Hit me up if you guys have more questions about that. We also have an honors college at ASU. This is for students that have done any AP, IB, honors, dual enrollment coursework throughout high school. If you're considering graduate school, if you want to go into the medical field, consider applying to Barrett, the Honors College. If you want to jump to that next slide. Barrett has an awesome research component that students can take advantage of during their senior year. You get to pursue your own research for 6 to 9 months. Really incredible stuff going on there. Their application actually opened today, and they have an early action deadline of November 1, which on the next slide, you'll see those dates. And I'll pause just to give you a second if you want to screenshot those dates on the next slide. Love it. Again, early action November 1st. They do have a regular decision and a late consideration date, but it's best to complete your application by November 1. Here's a quick timeline of where things are at your senior year. The application again opened up in July. We started admitting students in July. No need to wait if you want to jump to that next slide. The Barrett application, voila, is open today. The FAFSA is going to open October 1st. Our housing portal and our FAFSA priority date will open right around January 15th. And then we want you to commit to ASU hopefully by May 1. But again, you can commit after that date. We encourage you, please visit one of our campuses. We have Sun Devil Day and Experience ASUs. If you go to visit.asu.edu, the Sun Devil Days are a half-day conference style event where you can learn more about what it's like to be a student at the university, hear more from the colleges as well. Experience ASUs are a little bit shorter. It's just an info session, and then you can meet some of the colleges, do a campus or housing tour as well. Finally, if and when you have questions, you can scan that QR code, or I put my info in the chat. Happy to answer any and all questions when you guys have them. Thanks so much for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephen. We do have a few questions here. I'm just gonna go ahead. We can publish a few of them here.
Let's see. Is the California Center actually stationed in California? Yes, it's in downtown LA. Super cool building. It was a newspaper building originally. It's gorgeous. It's a newspaper printing building owned by the Hearst family. Your parents will probably know who that is. Google it. But yeah, the California Center, check it out. It is for sure in LA. If I were to study cardiology in California, cardiology is not, first you need to get a bachelor's degree at ASU, and then you can go into medical school. ASU will have a medical school starting fall 2026. but that's going to be in Arizona. Do the Honors College housing only for ASU, or can it be also for U of A? There is honors housing at both of our institutions. I will happily respond to that. Other considerations: who to ask for a letter of recommendation. ASU doesn't require a letter of recommendation for admission. Barrett, the Honors College, does request a letter of recommendation, 2 of them, from teachers, right? We want somebody who knows the student's academics. Not cool, you know a senator? That's great for you. We want to know what's your academic ability, not who your family knows. And then the scholarships, we look at the core unweighted GPA, just from those 16 core classes. Good question.
So we got a
Thank you.
few more questions
Oh.
for you, Stephen.
Uh-oh.
Let's say just published them. One of them was would you be able to drop your contact info there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Actually, Delana also put it in there too. So
yes.
We got that published with your email and the phone number. So you're good on that one. There was a similar question about the question that was, is ASU California Center actually stationed in Cali? Other question on that follow-up was, how about nursing?
Yeah, nursing is offered at the downtown, West Valley, and Polytechnic campuses.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Not in California, in short.
Yeah. Good clarification there.
Yes.
I don't think you got to this one yet. The last one was when scholarship applications ask for a required GPA of 3.0 or higher, do they mean weighted or non?
It depends. So for our merit scholarships, we automatically consider students based on the 16 core classes, the GPA from those, and that's unweighted. For a scholarship application, typically the organization will indicate if they want a weighted or unweighted. If they don't, I would list them both if they give you an option, or whichever one is better. Typically a weighted GPA is going to be better. But if they don't clarify, give yourself that best information.
Awesome. And I think those are all the questions for the moment. Thank you so much, Stephen.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to be covering Northern Arizona University. So we'll be getting Jennifer up here. Let me get your slide ready. All right, Jennifer, you're all good to go.
Awesome. Hi, my name is Jennifer. I'm the recruiter for Northern Arizona University, specifically for Tempe, Phoenix Union High School District. I also do Pinal County. So yeah, for the next slide, I always like to start with our land acknowledgement. Northern Arizona University does sit at the base of the San Francisco Peaks. It's on homelands sacred to Native Americans throughout the region, and we do honor their past, present, and future generations who have lived there for millennia, and will forever call Flagstaff home. So a little bit more about Flagstaff, if you have not been there, we're 7,000 feet in elevation, so that means we actually get all 4 seasons there. We actually get winter and fall, so when September and October roll around, all the leaves are going to start changing colors, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful up there. We do have over 80 inches of snow a year as well, so if you're into snowboarding, Snowball is up there as well, any like snow-related sport. We've also had 0 days over 100 degrees. I know down here in the valley last year we're at like what, over 100 days of over 100 degrees. In Flagstaff there's been 0 so far. And that's also a very vibrant community. There's a lot to do in Flagstaff. So we have the Lowell Observatory. So if you're into sightseeing, Flagstaff is a dark sky city, so that means you get to really see the stars up there. I know one time I went up to Grand Canyon from there and I got to see the whole Milky Way. So it was actually one of the best experiences for nighttime viewing. I highly recommend if you like stargazing We also have First Friday Art Walk up there. So if you're familiar with First Friday down here in Phoenix, it's a very similar concept. You have local artists, local vendors, and they're just showcasing what they have, and you can walk around downtown. If you're more into the theater scene, we do have the Orpheum Theater up there. Again, Flagstaff is really close to the Grand Canyon. It's about an hour, hour and a half out, and we're about 45 minutes from Sedona. Fun fact, Sedona has the only turquoise arches in the world. So if you're interested in seeing those turquoise M, it is in Sedona. And it's also super easy to get to Flagstaff. It's about 2 hours. It's about 2 hours from Phoenix. And we have different modes of transportation you can do if you really need to get home in a pinch. We do also have the airport. So that's one way. I know for me it was really easy to travel. I would just travel with friends who just happened to be coming down to Phoenix or my area. So that's also another way. For the next slide, so student life, go back one. There you go. Okay, so student life. I always like to mention we do have 22 campus living communities, and they do range from traditional style, suite style, and apartment style. Traditional is what you would expect from a typical college residence hall. So it's you share a bathroom, you share a kitchen, and there's a community kitchen, and you share a room as well with 1 or 2 people. We do have a bunch of clubs and organizations. We actually have over 350 clubs and organizations on the campus. They do range from sports and intramural clubs, so such as Quidditch, logging sports. So the logging one is really interesting. We do have a tradition at at NAU where during the football games they use the chainsaw and they cut a sliver from a trunk and then they brand it. That's every time we get a touchdown at a football game. We also have academic, professional, cultural, and interest-based clubs, such as we do have an esports club up there, so that's pretty popular. We do have fraternities and sororities as well. So if you're wanting to find your community within your community, you have that option up in Flagstaff. Also, we do have Sun Entertainment. So Sun Entertainment is actually just a student body organization that helps host various events around the campus. And these are they're mostly free of charge to our NAU students. My favorite one that I never got to do was the dive-in cinema. It sounds like so much fun. We have an Olympic-sized pool up there, and you basically just float around in the water and watch a movie with your friends. And just to brag a little bit about our athletics, so we do have 15 D1 programs up in Flagstaff. For those, you most likely have to be recruited for them, but we do have those available. And our men's cross country are 6 times winning champions, and our women's swimming and diving is 12 times winning champions as well. For the next slide. So, no matter where you go, making sure that you're taking care of yourself is such a priority. Your college days are going to be some of the most where you adapt and you change a lot. So, you want to make sure you're the best version of yourself you can be. And there's different ways NAU will support you through that. So, we do have our campus health services as well as our campus recreation. We do have our health and learning center which hosts literally everything health related. Our gym is in there. It's a giant gym. It's 2 floors. There's a bunch of little rooms for pickleball, or we have basketball courts up there. There's various classes hosted throughout the year. Like I know I did a Zumba class. They have cycling classes, and those are also free of charge. For our health and learning center, we also have an urgent care. So if you ever feel sick or you don't feel well and you need to see somebody urgently, we do have one on the campus. We also have a clinic. So if maybe you want to make an appointment with anyone, we have that available as well. We also have counseling services. So again, if you ever need to talk to someone, please take that initiative and make sure you do that because it does help a lot. I did take advantage of counseling services. I was actually able to get my emotional support cat to live with me. It was really beneficial. So if you ever need to talk to someone, we do have that on campus. And when it comes to supporting all of our Lumberjack students, we do have various departments to do that. We have disability resources, which I also took advantage of. So disability resources for me, they gave me accommodations. I have terrible anxiety. They gave me accommodations so that I could take my exams in a separate space. I also got double time on my exams. So for example, finals, they're typically 2 hours. My finals were 4 hours, and that does make a difference for me. So if you ever want to take advantage of any resources Disability Resources has, please feel free to do that. Also, we do have the Office of First Generation Programs. So just by definition, first generation means your parents did not earn a 4-year bachelor's. If they got an associate's, you would still be considered first generation. So first generation, I'm also first generation, and something that I was able to take advantage of at NAU was something called the STAR program. It allows you to go to NAU the summer before you start. There are requirements for that, but if you meet those requirements, it's actually free of charge. And that helped so much kind of give me that head start to make sure that I had a great start into my college career, especially because I didn't know what I was doing. We also have our Office of Inclusion, our Multicultural and LGBTQIA services, and our Office of Indigenous Student Success as well. And if you want to seek mentoring, we do have Peer Jacks mentoring, which I highly recommend if you ever feel like maybe you need a little guidance or maybe you just want to talk to someone. Again, mentoring is a great option. And if you want to use any veterans or military services, we do have that available on the campus. So they'll guide you through the process as well. For the next slide. So obviously succeeding in the classroom is important. That's what you go to college for. You go to college to succeed. And in the classroom, we do offer various support systems. So we offer for some courses supplemental instruction, which is basically someone who has taken the course, they've passed the course, and now they're taking it again alongside you to help students, to help the new wave of students pass the course. If that class does not offer supplemental instruction, there's also tutoring available. So I highly recommend if you need tutoring and maybe you're struggling with something, please seek that tutoring. I cannot tell you how many exams I failed because I was too scared to go. So I highly recommend going out and seeking that tutoring if you need it. We also have graduate test preparation. So if you're looking to get into grad school and maybe you have test anxiety like I do, that graduate test preparation is really going to come in handy. And hopefully, you guys are wanting to travel outside of Arizona for a little bit, explore the world. College is one of the best times to do that. So it is so important you seek out research and internship opportunities while you're in college, especially during those summers. If you go home and you're just doing nothing over the summer, you might as well do an internship. So those are super important and they look great on your resume. We also have our interdisciplinary global program. Our IGP program allows you to get 2 majors, one in a business or a STEM field, and another in a language that is offered at NAU. And you'll go to NAU for 3 years, and then you go to the country of the language that you're learning, and you'll be there for about half a year, and then you come back to NAU and you finish your degree. That way, when you graduate with 2 degrees and experience speaking the language. And if you don't want to do the IGP program, that's okay. We also have other study abroad opportunities. I got to study abroad. I actually did a whole summer in Thailand, and it was the easiest 6 credits I've ever earned. It was a lot of fun too. And we do have scholarship opportunities available for students who do want to study abroad. We understand it can get expensive, so you can take advantage of those scholarship opportunities out there. When it comes to being career ready, either that's during college or after college, while you're preparing to go to college, we do have a part-time job fair. We also have a handy little portal called Handshake. So Handshake houses all of our on-campus jobs. So if you're looking to get a job either before or while you're in school, I would utilize that Handshake portal. That way you can start looking to see what's available. And also, if you're getting ready to graduate and go out into the real world, we do have our semi-annual Career and Graduate College Expo. I've been to one of these before. It is huge, and it's actually very eye-opening to see how many companies are actually out there ready to hire our grads. So it's very important to just get yourself out there, see what's out there. Don't put yourself in a box. That way, you explore whatever you want to do. For the next slide. Our school is a little smaller. So our school in Flagstaff is 21,000 students, and we have about a student to faculty ratio of 19 students to 1 faculty member, and our average class size is 37. Now, when you start at NAU, all the students that are starting have to take the same general education courses, so your classes are most likely going to be a little bigger than 37. Now, as you start getting into your specialized courses for your major, you're going to see that your class sizes shrink a lot. I think by the time I got to my 3rd and 4th year, I had probably like 15 to 35 people in my courses. There was really not that many people. I was very much not a talker, so it was really nice for my professor to acknowledge me and know my name, and he knew where I sat. He knew if I didn't do my homework. So it was definitely very nice to feel seen and heard for someone that maybe is not very extroverted. We also have 109 undergraduate programs available in Flagstaff, 82 master's degrees, and 20 doctoral programs as well. And that's all between our 10 academic colleges. For the next slide, it goes over our other campuses as well. So if you don't want to start directly at Flagstaff, that is okay. You have other options. So we have more than 20 locations here in Arizona, and all of those, between all of those, we have more than 200 degree options. And we also have a 2 NAU program, which allows you to start at a community college here in Arizona of your choice and seamlessly transfer all of your credits into NAU into your degree program. So that's a seamless transfer. It's very important that you just keep up in communication with your advisor. That way, they put you in courses that are going to be relevant for your bachelor's at NAU. And we do also offer different programs completely down here. So if you don't want to go to Flagstaff at all, that's okay. You can finish your whole program down here. At Scottsdale Community College, for instance, we do offer biology, hotel and restaurant management, hospitality, and interior design. One thing I want to mention, some of these programs may be labeled as 90-30 programs. For 90-30 programs, those are not available in Flagstaff, and it essentially says that you're earning 90 credits at a community college level. So you're paying those community college prices, and then you're earning your last 30 credits at one of our extended campuses or online. For the next slide. So these are our admission requirements. We do require 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 3 years of a lab science, 2 years of a social science, and 1 year of a fine art or CTE course. Something I want to mention is that we do not require 2 years of a second language. So if you did not take 2 years of a second language, or maybe you didn't do so hot in them, that's okay. We don't require them for admission. However, if you did really well on your second language courses, I would recommend you include them in your application. If they boost your GPA, we'll use the higher of the two. If they don't, though, we won't use them if they hurt you. So it does not hurt to put them in. And we are also test score optional. So if you took the ACT or SAT, we don't require those for admittance, so you don't have to worry about sending those in. But I do want to give an example of how we can use them. So sometimes we can use them to reevaluate students for our merit scholarships. So for instance, if you get like maybe not the highest scholarship and you want to see if maybe your ACT scores can boost your GPA enough to get you that the lumberjack, we can definitely look into that. You just have to let me know. At the end, once you graduate and you send us those official transcripts, we'll also do a reevaluation to see if your GPA went up. That way we can get you the best scholarship. At a 2.5 unweighted core GPA and no deficiencies, you're automatically admitted into NAU. And a deficiency is basically if you did not take or pass one of these admission requirements or 14 core courses. For the next slide. Oh, wait, before I go, I do want to let you know for the application, I highly recommend doing the application through our website. That way it is free of charge. If you do it through the Common App, it will charge you. So just make sure you do it through our website as an in-state Arizona student. And then this is like the meat and potatoes of everything. This is our merit scholarships. Something I want to mention as well, every student who gets admitted into NAU will get a merit scholarship. It just depends on what category you fall in. And again, that's based off of your unweighted core GPA. And you don't have to apply for these separately. You're automatically considered for those. Those mandatory fees too, I also like to touch base on those. So I always recommend that students do as much as they can that is available on campus and free. Like we have a carnival on the campus. You can go to that for free. A lot of the games are free, like football games and stuff like that. Those are a lot of times free. Sometimes they host various events around campus too. Technically, you're paying for them through your fees. So you want to make sure you take advantage of those as well. And those estimated additional expenses, again, they're estimated. So housing, the cost of housing may look different depending on where you live. Honors, I know, is a little bit more expensive, and there are some options that are a little bit cheaper than that as well. And for housing, if you choose to live on, which we do not require students to live on campus their first year, so if you don't want to, that's okay. But if you do choose to live on campus, we do require you to get a meal plan. So heads up on that as well. And then the financial aid. This is one of my favorite slides. So the first step to financial aid is filling out that FAFSA. So once FAFSA opens, I highly recommend filling it out and sending it to all the schools you're interested in. It doesn't mean they're all going to use it. It just means we're all able to package you for financial aid. Our priority date is April 1st. So please make sure you apply for FAFSA way before that, because sometimes, we can run into hiccups. So we just want to make sure we get you the best deal possible as well. And we also have Scholarship Universe as well. So Scholarship Universe opens January 15th and it closes April 15th. That is one of the ways that you can get a good amount of scholarships. I went to school fully funded, and Scholarship Universe really came in clutch. It was so handy. It was very easy to use as well. Something that's not on here that I like to mention is the Arizona Community Foundation. That's also another source that I used back in the day to help me get money for school. So the Arizona Community Foundation, I believe, also opens in January, but that's just something to keep in your back pocket. To note as well, a lot of most of the scholarships come out during your spring semester. So once spring semester comes around, that is go time for scholarships. So definitely keep on top of it once spring comes around. I know there's a lot going on in spring, so it's going to be super busy, but you got this, and the money is out there. You just have to apply for it. We also have Access to Excellence. So Access to Excellence is a program that basically says if your household income is under $65,000, NAU will cover the gap in your tuition. If you're part of one of the 22 federally recognized tribes, we'll apply this to you regardless of income. That's why it's so important to fill out the FAFSA. Even if you don't think you qualify for anything, just make sure you submit it. And how to apply for admission. So I already went over earlier. Please don't apply through. Please apply through our website. So our website is going to be the best way to apply. And when you're going through, please make sure you submit your grades within the application. That way it doesn't elongate how long it takes us to get you an admission decision. Sometimes it can take 2 days, but it can also take up to 2 weeks. So if after 2 weeks you haven't heard anything from us, or you've checked on your admission status and it just hasn't changed, please reach out to me. My information will be on the slide after this one. So please reach out to me and let me know. That way I can look into what's going on. Or we can even have you reach out to your rep. So I'll make sure we put that link to make sure you find the rep for you as well. Again, test scores are not required, but if you want to put them in, you're more than welcome to. If you want to send them to us, you're more than welcome to, but you don't have to. And we also have an honors college. So if you want to do the honors college, you do already have to be admitted into NAU, and you have to have at least a 3.0 unweighted core GPA. You do also have to submit a separate application, and including essays and a resume and a summary of accomplishments as well. So I would recommend applying as early as possible. I don't believe the application's open yet, but the website just says it's supposed to open early fall, so I'm expecting it to open later this month, hopefully. And also the benefits of doing honors is they do have unique internships and research opportunities. They'll have their own scholarship opportunities as well. I know the curriculum is a little bit tougher, but it's meant to help you. So it's a lot of fun from what I hear. I never got to do honors, unfortunately, but they do have their own housing as well. From what I hear, the housing is really nice. It's recently built as well. And then the next one. That's it. So that's where you find your representative. I would look up to see where your representative is. My contact information will also be available. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer. So much great information about NAU, and appreciate you sharing a little bit about your experience as well there on the student supports, and really helpful for our attendees to know about. And last but definitely not least, we're going to be having University of Arizona coming up to talk about what Tucson has to offer. So Tina, I'm going to get you up and going here. Yeah, let me get slide. All right, you're all good.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Tina Spears. I'm the Assistant Director of Recruitment for Maricopa County in Northern Arizona. While I am not your admissions counselor in the Tempe area, I supervise your admissions counselor. So I am more than happy to help, and will ensure that we'll have your Find My Rep information as well as my contact information posted in the chat shortly. But thank you all so much for joining us tonight. I'm going to share some information about U of A. Go ahead and go to the next slide. All right, so many of you may know this, but University of Arizona was founded in 1885. We were a university before Arizona was a state. So super, super old, unlike myself. But that red brick building right here for Old Main, our students used to go to class on horse and carriage. That is majority of our buildings on campus are actually made of that red brick. So it's a beautiful campus, 1 square mile. You don't have to, really walk far. You can get to one side of the campus to the next in about 15 minutes, but if you walk like myself, it's going to take you about 20. But also another thing that I love is everything surrounds our beautiful campus in Tucson. So I currently do not live in Tucson, and I am not a Wildcat myself, but I bleed red and blue every single day. So we are the city of desert dreams. So wanting to make sure that our students not only come to the University of Arizona, because we definitely understand you guys are driving down the I-10. It's not that far. I'm going to tell you right now. I do this drive about once a month, and it's really an opportunity for you to get away from home and make your dreams come true. I like to joke that U of A is close enough to your parents where they can get to you in case of an emergency, but far enough where they can't get to you every single day, where you can develop that independence. So we'll go ahead. All right. So U of A is like the little Goldilocks story if you want to count between the 3 in-state institutions, ASU being the biggest, NAU being the smallest, and us right in the middle. So I love the fact that we continue to grow our student body at 56,000 plus students, with about 45,000 of those students being undergraduate. I love the fact that we also have an opportunity of students to get involved. So we have 400 plus student organizations and clubs, whether or not you want to do intramurals, you want to get involved in Greek life, or let's just say you want to develop a student club like of your own. We used to have the Nicki Minaj fan club. That was a popular one. Or those of you who probably haven't had dinner yet, like myself, may have loved the Sonora Hot Dog Club that we still have on campus. Those Harry Potter fans, Quidditch Club, and so much more. And if we don't have what you're looking for, all you need are 4 friends and an academic advisor or a faculty advisor, and you can develop that student organization on your own. Now we have 150 plus majors at the University of Arizona in our 20 colleges, but guess what? That seems really low. That's because that's our base majors. You can have a lot of emphasis to graduate. So we have about 350 plus pathways for you to reach graduation. You're not just going to be about biology major. You're going to have an emphasis in something and be able to specialize in those areas. Like many of our institutions, we do have a low faculty to student ratio as well, being an average of 19:1. So you're going to have your larger lecture halls, but then those larger classrooms are also going to have those labs where you can get connected a little bit more intimately with your faculty members and your classmate by having that 19:1 faculty ratio and being able to get everything that you need inside the classroom. All right. Just like my peers, we love to brag and talk about our rankings. We remain amongst the top 10 public universities in the West. We have been ranked in many areas in the best colleges for the Princeton Review. One of the fun ones I like to talk about is being number 5 in the most students playing intramurals. Like, we love some competition, okay? We love to play our sports. Arizona is also the first Hispanic serving institution in the state of Arizona, and amongst partnered with ASU, or amongst ASU and our peers around the country, we are a member of the Association of American Universities. With that, I'll go into our next slide and tell you what that really means. All right, so with being a part of the American Association of Institutions, we really want to pride ourselves on our three core functions at the university. 1 is student success, 2 is research, and 3 is community involvement. So that research, we are a tier 1 research institution. No one wants to go to school and just learn from books. Trust me, no one wants to do that. So what we have here is where you can get your hands wet. You can do all of those things that you want to do to build that resume instead of just gaining experience from your classwork, because that's not the only way we learn. We learn in and outside the classroom. So within our research of spending $1 billion in research expenditures each and every year, and it constantly goes up. But spending all that money in research, we really want to maximize what you can do outside of the classroom once you graduate. Go on to the next slide for me. All right. So we talked a little bit about the many degree pathways, but we have our College of Engineering, our College of Business, Eller College of Management, our Veterinary Science College. We are currently the only university with a veterinary college on our campus in regard to having our veterinary graduate program. We are currently the only university with ASU joining us in fall of 2026. We currently have our College of Medicine. But one of the things I want to highlight, because I don't think we focus on this too much, is our ACE Center. So many of you may not know what you want to do, and it's okay. I completely did not. Well, I thought I knew what I wanted to do, and then I changed my mind 6 times. I changed my major 6 times, and it is okay. We are not asking you to decide what you want to do for the rest of your life before you graduate high school. That would be a little bit unreasonable because many of us don't know even to this day. But we have our ACE Center that's going to kind of maximize your career pathway to help you develop those skill sets and find out what you want to do. Maybe you're thinking about nursing. Maybe you're thinking about medicine. Maybe you're thinking about biology, and you just don't know yet until you get yourself immersed into those classes. So we really want to be able to do that. And our ACE Center advisor is our undecided pathway where we'll help you get to deciding that major. Like our peers, we also have our W.A. Franke Honors College. I love the Honors College. For those of you who are interested in the Honors College, a couple of things that kind of sets us apart, or the Honors College apart from our the general population of our students, is it takes 40,000 students and shrinks it down to 4. Right? So our Honors College has about 4,000 or so students on our campus in the Honors College at once. This is where you'll have access to additional faculty support. You'll have an advisor for the Honors College, and you'll have your major faculty advisor as well, or academic advisor as well. You can also maximize those like innovative academic programming, studying abroad as early as the summer of your freshman year, but most importantly, living in one of the most beloved dorm rooms on our campus. So the W.A. Franke Honors College is housed in our honors dorm room, where you can not only will you take classes in the Honors College, you can live in the Honors College, and it has our amazing cafeteria. You can literally walk down the elevator, or get on the elevator, go down the first floor, have breakfast, and then turn around and go back upstairs if you don't have a class, though. Now, if you got a class, you got to go. But we do have some amazing opportunities for our W.A. Franke Honors students, including additional scholarships that are only offered to our Franke Honors students. All right. Now, Jennifer talked about her experience. I just found this out, but both of us went to Thailand to study abroad. It's absolutely amazing. And one of the big things about studying abroad is if you don't do it, that's one of the biggest regrets of undergraduate students is they didn't take the time to explore outside of the United States. Mexico doesn't always count, guys, because if you're going to Rocky Point, it's not studying abroad. We want to get you some more experience outside of the classroom. Dive into some travels, explore and learn at our 90 plus programs in 30 plus countries. And it's an amazing experience, and I highly, highly recommend it. Go ahead and skip this one for the sake of time. All right, so I talked about our 3 focuses, student success being one of them. And with student success, we want to make sure that when you come to the University of Arizona, we provide you that success. And we want to make sure that we offer that free and fee-based tutoring, our SOS, which is our support opportunity and success center that can answer those questions for you immediately. And then let's just say some of you may struggle with learning and attention challenges. Sharing a little bit of vulnerability about myself is I suffer from test anxiety. I did not know this until my junior year of college. I studied, I knew the answers the day before the exam. I would wake up the next morning, the teacher will slap the test on my desk and immediately forgot everything, right? Our SALT Center can teach you some learning techniques that are available for students who it is an additional application. And if you are Pell eligible, it is a free service. But it is an additional supplemental application that should be available soon, sometime this fall. But we really want to make sure that students learn, have the opportunity of being successful, even though they may have some learning and attention challenges. Go on. Wildcat Life. We're all about that red and blue. I told you guys I'm not originally a Wildcat. I'm not a Wildcat graduate, but I bleed red and blue, and so does the town of Tucson. We rally together our football, basketball, our intramural sports teams, whatever it is, even just on a random debate or so forth. We are loud and proud Wildcats. And we really want to make sure that you are wearing that W and that C all the way home up until graduation, even joining our wonderful Zona Zoo that has that's our student section. It's loud, guys. We are in the Big 12 and we are proud. And I will also say this, ASU, NAU, and U of A, we are not enemies except on game day. So that's when we talk a lot of smack and we want to live that Wildcat life. All right. So I'm going to take a pause with all of the jokes really quickly and focus in on our admissions requirements because they are different amongst our other 2 in-state institutions. So we have moved to an early action deadline for our students to apply for fall of 2026. So what does that mean? So really you want to make sure that you apply either via the Common App or our direct application at arizona.edu/apply. We want you to apply by November 1st. What does that mean? If you apply by November 1st, you'll be evaluated for merit award, admissions, your degree program, and into the W.A. Franke Honors College. Now, here's the thing with having an early action deadline is we are not releasing admissions decisions until January 15th. We really want you to focus on that application and then just figure out FAFSA for the couple of months. Apply for FAFSA. It opens up October 1st. And then go into your spring semester and start confirming your enrollment and moving forward that way. So what do we need for our admissions process? That's going to be on the next slide. So we have moved to a holistic review. So Here's the thing. We have changed the way that we think about students. Like myself, I wasn't just, if you had looked at my grades for high school, you may have said that I wouldn't have been successful as a student. You may have been like, oh, that 2.75 GPA or 2.25 or whatever students are receiving, that doesn't tell you the whole story, okay? 3.0s don't tell you the whole story either. You are more than just your academics. So this year we are looking at academics, activities, so all of those things you do outside the classroom. We're looking at honors courses and so forth. We're looking at essays and personal statements. So I'm going to dive into that in a little bit deeper on the next slide. So we have an essay, okay? Because again, you're not just your GPA. We want to know why the University of Arizona and why your chosen major. We want to know what sets U of A apart from other, and why you're looking to choose your major, in the sense of, why do you want to be a nurse? Why do you want to be an engineer? What type of engineer are you looking at? So some tips here. We want you to show off your writing skills. This is only 500 words. Trust me, you can write it in your sleep. If I got paid $500 for every 500 words I write, I would be rich. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to pay off, because this is one of the key things that we are looking at when we are evaluating merit, because we are looking at a holistic candidate, not just your GPA, not just your Sweet 16. We want to know your rigor. We want to know why. We want to know your area of interest. Go ahead to the next slide. On top of that, again, I want you to showcase your involvement in activities outside of the classroom. What happens, like, all of those volunteer hours that you have done have not gone in vain. Even all of the responsibilities that you have at home. As a senior in high school, I had to work 2 jobs, plus go to school, plus take care of household responsibilities. I wasn't just my GPA. I was more than that, and I want to see that. Lastly, we do have a personal statement section as well. And that's just that's 500 words if you would like to include it, but that's pretty much to share anything that's not captured on your application already. So you talked about the why, you talked about your major, you talked about what you did, your academics and your honors. Tell me more. So for example, I suffered from test anxiety. I would write that, but here's some ways that I've overcome that. I didn't have a good freshman year because something happened in my life that veered me away from that. You are more than just your academics, your activities, and your honors rankings. So we just want to know more here on that personal statement. Go ahead to the next. And then the W.A. Franke Honors College. So the W.A. Franke Honors College also requires an essay. Okay, so if you're looking to apply for the Honors College and admissions all at once, you do not need a separate application to apply to the Franke Honors College. That's all within our main campus application. All you have to do is check the box that says, yes, I'm interested in the Honors College. So what do you need there? You need this essay. It's a 500-word essay prompt. And really, it's just highlighting what value of our core values do you most resonate with. We're going to include your academic history from your application. We're going to take your activities from your application. And we don't necessarily need formal resume, letter of recommendation, writing samples, or portfolio, but you can submit up to 3 supplemental options. Now I'm going to go back to that academic section here because I forgot to mention this as I was talking about it. But your academics is key. We're not just looking at that unweighted GPA. We don't want to do that. You took the time to take honors classes. You took the time to do a lot of things. So we want to definitely make sure that you have the opportunity of showcasing that. Go ahead and go to the next slide. All right, don't forget to fill out that FAFSA. 9 and 10 students receive some sort of financial aid, whether that's the Merit Award or scholarships or Pell Grant. We also have the Arizona Promise Grant, like our other 3 institutions, which covers the gap in tuition and fees after we utilize your Merit Award and your Pell Grant. We'll go ahead and cover that. All you have to do is have a 2.5 GPA and Pell eligible and graduate from an Arizona high school. Similar to that, we have our Arizona Native Scholars Grant, which all you have to do is fill out that FAFSA once again and be a part of the 22 federally recognized tribes. And once again, we'll cover that remaining gap in tuition and fees to our main campus. Once you graduate, goodness, I'm already to graduation. All right, before you graduate and once you are admitted, you will have access to your Next Step Center. That's going to be the portal to your pathway to enrollment. So we'll talk more about this come January, but I do want to make sure that we highlight that today. Scholarship Universe, just like our other 2 universities, all 3 of us have your own scholarship, our own scholarship universe. You're going to have a different portal per university. I want to highlight this and recommend that you all are making sure that you make applying for scholarships a part-time job. Like Jennifer said, most scholarships are open up in the 2nd semester, depending on the school, but you will have access to Scholarship Universe immediately after being admitted into the university to be able to apply for the various scholarships at U of A. I think this may be my second to last slide here, but you must commit to joining the Wildcat family by May 1st by paying that enrollment fee. And by paying that enrollment fee by May 1st, I will lock in your seat for joining the Wildcat family this fall and fall of 2026. And once you lock in your enrollment, you're then going to have your on-campus housing applications going to be unlocked. That is a $175 non-refundable fee, but it does guarantee you a spot for housing. And again, that's after you lock in your enrollment for fall of 2026. Now, go ahead and skip this slide. Orientation is virtually. Go ahead and skip this one as well. That's the second part. We'll talk more about that this fall. But lastly, visit campus. Please make sure you visit our campus. It is beautiful, 1 square mile. We love it. We party hard. And we have some wonderful programming this fall where you and your family can come down to campus. And we'll put this link in the chat, but find your recruiter just by scanning this QR code. Most of you may have Tony Wheaton, who is our recruiter for the Tempe Unified School District, but we also have some other recruiters around the valley as well. And thank you all so much. I'll ensure that my information is put in the chat by Ms. Delana shortly. But I did want to make sure that we leave this slide up for you all to find your recruiters for U of A, NAU, and ASU. Thank you so much for joining us.
Ooh. Wow, thank you so much, Tina. A lot of updates there from U of A, and we are just about going to hit 7:30 here, so I won't keep you much longer. But before you all leave, we are going to be dropping our satisfaction survey in the chat, so we would greatly appreciate it if you let us know what you thought of today's event. Something to note is that we know we dropped a lot of links for you in the Q&A chat. We will follow up in our in an email that's going to include all of the links there for you. So don't worry if you miss out on anything. We will be sending those to you there. I want to thank our representatives. Again, thank you to Francis, Stephen, Jennifer, and Tina for the amazing and helpful information there. You all, in your own ways, made me want to go to every single campus there. So it's going to be a difficult decision. I personally am a Sun Devil, but my sister is a Wildcat, and I have quite a few friends who went to NAU as well. So all great schools. Definitely, we highly suggest if you get the chance to just even visit those campuses and get a feel for them and see if you can envision yourself at those campuses there. But we will give one more moment if there are any questions before we head out there. I'm going to be checking the chat here in a moment here.
It looks like I do have some direct messages, and I'm getting to those right
Awesome.
now.
All right. Thank you, Tina.
There's a question that says, when trying to get into the honors housing, could you have taken AP or dual enrollment? Absolutely. So we do encourage, it is a requirement for U of A that you have taken some sort of honors courses, whether or not that's AP, honors, or dual enrollment. The other question here in the chat is it only honors classes to apply for the U of A, or could you also take AP? That's the same question. So please make sure AP is also considered in our rigor. If a student wants to start a community college and then transfer to a 4-year school, do they need to apply and get accepted now? No, but I would recommend that you still apply to all 3 in-state institutions and see what you may qualify for financially. So seeing what you may qualify for financially to see which one is going to be the best route for you. So apply now and then see.
All right. Thank you so much, Tina. And I think that covers the questions that we have there. Let's see here. As I mentioned before, we have that survey link in there for us. We have information here on how to contact College Connect. Please visit us on our website, tempe.gov/College Connect. As I mentioned before, we do a web series of webinars here. Our next one is going to be in October. Keep a lookout for it. I would also highly suggest to sign up for our monthly e-newsletter. You won't only get information on our webinars, but we do share out partner information. So scholarship info, when we get that, it comes out. A lot of it's going to be local scholarships here in Tempe or in the county and statewide. Events that our partners are putting on. Our next one will be on FAFSA completion when it opens. So we will be doing an overview on how to complete the FAFSA. For anybody who is familiar with it in the past, filling it out, it's even easier this year, especially for parents. So please visit us there. In December, we will be doing our signature local scholarship webinar. So we'll be talking all about local scholarship opportunities. You might be hearing from some similar reps today on some scholarships as well. So we got plenty more for you all. But without further ado, thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Thank you again for our college reps. We hope that this night has been helpful for you all in making a more informed decision. And we hope to see you next time. Have a good night. Thank you.